Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Wild Man Creations. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Jay, and tonight, by request, we're going to be doing some shrimp and sausage gumbo. Peanut has been growing some okra out in the backyard, and she's been having a craving for gumbo, and I thought, heck, man, I haven't had it in a while, too, so I thought, why not? Basically, and I'll leave the recipe in the description box, a couple of medium onions, a medium bell pepper, but you know me, I'm going to do a poblano also. We're going to do some garlic, a couple of cans of beef broth, a can of French onion soup, some diced tomatoes, some tomato paste, a pound of sausage, and a pound of shrimp. And I believe that's about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away and get all this stuff prepped. You don't need to watch me do that. You guys know how to do this. So here, after I get all this done, then I'll take you back over to the stove and we'll get to preparing this stuff. It's really simple. I really wanted to use fresh. I didn't know if we were going to have any fresh okra at the store. As I was making my way through, I hit the frozen aisle first and I was looking for, frozen chopped okra. Well, they didn't have any, and now I'm in a panic. So I got over to the produce section, and sure enough, man, they had them. They're in 1 pound containers. A word of caution: if you do use the frozen stuff, go ahead and open it up and put it out in a bowl or whatever, and make sure you get the tops, because a lot of times they'll leave those tops in there, and there's nothing worse when you take a nice big spoonful of gumbo and rice and you get one of those tops and you get this hard chunky thing that it's so disgusting and unappetizing. You don't want to eat the rest of it. So I'm going to go ahead and get my onions done, my peppers done. I'm going to get the okra cut up, and I'm going to the shrimp is already deveined. I need to shell it. I'm going to get that done and get the sausage cut up. I'm going to get everything prepped, and then we'll go over to the stove and we'll get that done. So if you all would hang around, I would really appreciate it. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back like a bad cold. Come on. All right, I've got my stock pot. I've got a half a stick or a quarter cup of butter that I'm going to melt. And if you're so inclined and you're in a big hurry, you can do this in the microwave if you want. Come on, get out there. Don't burn it. Don't burn your butter. No, it's not all the way melted yet, but I think we can safely put our I always do my bell peppers first because they're a little more tough than the onions. It takes them a little bit longer to become soft. So I always do those first. And what I may do is I may bring you guys back, because this is going to be a little bit before they're ready. So I think I'll let these saute, and then I'll bring you back whenever I get ready to put the onions in. So if y'all would, hang tight. Okay, so it's been like 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add my onions. Make sure you get them all in there. Don't leave anything behind. No one left behind. And remember, like I always say, garlic and onions go good on everything. They would go good on a bowl of Fruit Loops. Now we're just going to continue to saute these. Until they're translucent. That's a fun word, isn't it? Translucent. I like to say that. Translucent. Man, I wish I could smell this. My goodness gracious. And I'm wondering if I do this right. Now I'm going to mess everything up. Tell you what I'll do. Yeah, that'll work. I'll see if I can edit this in. That's what, this is what I'm working with. So when these are done and translucent, I'll bring you back and I'll show you the garlic. Sit tight. Okay, now we're going to add our, what do I do with this one? I'm going to add my garlic. The recipe calls for, I think, 4 cloves. I think I did like maybe 8. And I had a shallot in the refrigerator that needed to be used, so I added that too. So in you go. Take a dive, baby. Again, don't burn it. You just want to swirl it around until it gets hot. The oils are coming out. You get that really nice garlic fragrance. Just a minute or two. Just get those oils going. Just don't burn your garlic, man. Just don't burn it. There's nothing worse than bitter garlic in a meal. All right, again, let me get the foam here out of here. Yeah, that'll work. I'll see if I can edit this in. That's what, this is what I'm working with. So when these are done and translucent, I'll bring you back and I'll show you the garlic. Sit tight. Okay, now we're going to add our. What am I doing with this spoon? I'm going to add my garlic. The recipe calls for, I think, 4 cloves. I think I did like maybe 8. And I had a shallot in the refrigerator that needed to be used, so I added that too. So in you go. Take a dive, baby. Again, don't burn it. You just want to swirl it around until it gets hot, the oils are coming out, you get that really nice garlic fragrance. Just a minute or two. Just get those oils going. Just don't burn your garlic, man. Just don't burn it. There's nothing worse than bitter garlic in a meal. Alright, again, let me get the foam here out of here. I gotta come up with another. Sit tight. All right, now we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of flour, which is going to help thicken this up. Again, you don't want to burn it, so get it stirred in, make sure there's no lumps. And at this point, you might want to turn your fire down just a tad. Because, oh yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, the flour's going to be sticking to the bottom, so you don't want to burn it. Okay. Tomato paste. I always do the tomato paste next because it is so thick. And you don't want to add that in the middle or whatever. Come on, get out of there. And then next, I will add a little bit of beef broth. Just to kind of get that paste, mixed up where it's a little more pliable and mixable. Because if you don't, you'll end up with chunks of paste, and it's just, it's hard to dissolve it after if you put everything in and you put your paste in, you can't hardly dissolve your paste, I guess is what I'm saying. So if you do that and get your paste mixed up, then you can add the rest of your beef broth, another can of beef broth, French onion soup, your diced tomatoes, and if you like it a little more spicy, you can use rotels, and they have different heats of rotels. They've got mild, they've got spicy, they've got regular. But anyway, that's going to be the base. Just want to kind of get everything going. And once you get all that kind of mixed up. Turn your heat back up a little bit so it can be simmering. Then you can add your okra and your sausage. And you know, a cool thing about this is you don't have to use sausage. You can use chicken. If you wanted to use fish, make a fish gumbo, chicken gumbo. This is just what was requested. Somebody wanted shrimp and sausage gumbo, so that's what I'm making. I mean, the sky's the limit. Once you've made your soup base, man, you can put whatever meat in there you want. Lobster, crab, you know, I don't know, pig's feet if you want, whatever. You can do anything. But this is the soup base that I make. And then we put in a Polska Kielbasa. And at the very end, I put the shrimp in. You don't want to put your shrimp in too soon because it'll get cooked and it'll be tough. So you only want your shrimp in there. After you bring it up, get everything going, you get it to a simmer. About 5 or so minutes, 7, 8 minutes before you're going to serve it. Throw your shrimp in there, stir it around. As soon as they become pink, you're ready to go. So if you would, hang around. We'll be back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put in our Polska Kielbasa, and you can use whatever sausage you want. You want to put andouille in there, that's cool. You want to use Polish sausage, German sausage, whatever you like. This is what we prefer. And then I'm going to put in my okra. Like I said, I got lucky and got fresh okra, which is preferable. If you can't get fresh, use frozen. But like I said before, just make sure that you go through it and pick the tops out, because that'll ruin a meal in a heartbeat. The only other thing I forgot to do is add some Louisiana hot sauce. And you can put a little or as much you want in there. I mean, I do, I don't know, 4 or 5 shakes, 6, 7, 10 shakes. And again, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's just the way I've been doing it. And now, we're just going to let that simmer for 30 to 45 minutes, and you can let it simmer for an hour if you want. Just keep an eye on it, stir it, don't let it burn. In the meantime, I'm going to get the shrimp shelled and I'm going to make some rice. So if y'all would, stick around. We'll be back. Alright, so rice is just about done. I'm going to go ahead and put the shrimp in. Stir it around. And I'm going to have to cut away because I'm getting a battery warning, which I didn't want to happen. Also, right after I shut the camera off, I forgot, I went ahead and salt and peppered and I added the bay leaf. So I got to cut away. I didn't want to cut away, but I got to cut away to fix that battery. So it's simmering, the shrimp are in. It should only be about 5 minutes. As soon as I get the battery switched out, we should be ready to go. So you would sit tight. Okay. Now that the interruptions are over, we're going to do a little bit of rice. Some gumbo. I mean, you guys see how hearty this is. I'm going to take a little photo. It's awful hot, but we're going to taste it. Got to get some of the okra, sausage. This is hot. What do you think?
Good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. All right, so this is my version. You don't have to follow it like I put it in the recipe. You're more than welcome to switch things out. If you don't want shrimp, leave the shrimp out. If you don't like sausage, leave the sausage out. Put chicken in it. Put lobster. Put crab. Put fish. Put alligator tails. It doesn't matter. But the soup base, to me, is what makes this gumbo. And you don't have to put rice if you don't want to. You can put it on noodles, or you can eat it like a soup if you want. But anyway, it's just something that we like to do. I've been cooking this for 25 years. But anyway, if you guys would like and subscribe to the channel, share it if you would, and we will see you back next week. In the meantime, y'all enjoy. If you try this, please leave me a comment. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me, and we'll see you next week. Good night.